of speaking with y'all. I never thought I'd ever have this opportunity. My question first is for Kate. How has the transition been from saying permission denied on Voyager to saying permission denied on NTS of SDS and B? Like, did you ever think that whatever happened, that you would ever go from just Captain Janeway to just, you know,
to free out? Yes.
My other question is also for you all. Were you let down by the last episode? How you all didn't get together and reunite with your families and experience your loved ones once again? Was anyone let down by that?
Has to hand down. I had to have heavy hand in that episode. Why is that the way? There's terrible controversy about Endgame. It's the only way it could go down. It had to wrap up. They had all good things as well. The Admiral went down with the ship. The Captain went on. Chakotay wrapped it up with 7 of 9, although I think that was their first date. You and Taurus had long been married, right? Everything was, if not neatly wrapped up. And the only way you can do 7 years, because you cannot possibly do it to everyone's satisfaction. It's a harrowing thing to do it.
Yeah,
anyway,
it is tough.
Oh.
Okay, if I was Rick Berman, this is what I would have done. I felt the first hour of Endgame was great. The second hour wrapped it up way too quickly. We didn't even set foot on Earth. So, I would have did the first hour of Endgame, and at the end of that, I would have said, to be continued at a theater near you. I was the only actor that actually raised his hand and did the old age makeup. Nobody else did it except for me. That kind of pissed me off. But that's okay. That's okay.
Tuvok. Did he die of Alzheimer's?
He died of it.
Oh, that's very little because it was a pretty guest star on that week. Even though he was little 90. Yes. May I ask you a question? Do you always carry that gun when you're wearing that T-shirt?
Oh, it's a balloon gun. It's very nice.
I remember those.
I said to him, I was like, oh my god, I would love one. He said, sure. So,
good.
Oh my god, and I just coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, you're very color coordinated today.
Thank you for your questions. Thank you very much.
Because, you know, people want to know, Kate, what happened to your dog? What happened to your relationship with Mark?
Well, he dumped me. He dumped
He dumped you on the show, really?
No. But men don't change just because you're in the Delta Club.
Two questions. My first one is for you, Kate. How did you see any similarities between Titania on Gargoyles and Catherine Janeway on Voyager?
No. Not really.
I loved you in both roles.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also loved you on Warehouse 13.
And I'm
My second question is actually...
I have to stop for 1 second and you'll have a question. Where is that person? Don't say, you...
Don't tell anybody.
No, but sweetheart, it premiered. It did. Well, then it could be 2025. Yeah, see. Yes. Sorry.
When did it premiere?
Monday.
Sunday.
I guess you're too busy doing junk. Go ahead and ask your question.
Another question is for Robbie and Garrett. What was your favorite practical joke that your characters played on Voyager?
Oh, yes. Give them the truth serum. I can't.
Robbie, practical joke. I don't know. We played a lot of practical jokes. I don't know. Robbie, you didn't. It would have to either do with fart or boogers or something like that.
Well, okay. This thing went on. I call it the fart wars. Is what I call it.
There was a fart war,
and it was Tim Russ, Ethan Phillips, and Robbie McNeill that were main countries in the fart wars.
And I was just there in front of the camera.
So what they would do is Tim Russ would walk from tactical over to ops, and he'd go, "Hey Bubba, I got something for you." And I said, "Yeah, what's that?" He'd turn around and release gas and walk away.
It was awesome. Yeah, but Robbie did it this way.
Don't you laugh at that.
The way Robbie did it was, Robbie actually came into my trailer. He knocked on the door. I said, yeah. He walks in, he turns around, releases gas right in my face, and closes the door behind me as he walks out. You remember doing that?
Yeah, sure I do.
Yeah, that was great. So I was an innocent victim of fart wars, but that's more probably his big.
There are casualties in a fart war, dude.
The flatulence was so severe that I went to Rick Berman on my knees at the end of the 5th season and said, "Get us home." Why do boys think that is so funny?
Farts are the best thing ever invented.
Girls don't think it is funny.
Do you know you can light farts too, by the way? I've done it. It's not an urban legend. You can light it.
All right,
It's a
that's
blue
very good.
light.
That's good. Why don't you come forward?
Thin blue.
That's good. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Yes,
Do you like that outfit, Kate?
yes. Please don't.
I have that same outfit.
Robbie, you have the same getup, don't you?
I have the same outfit. That is so weird.
Robbie wore that on the plane coming in, actually. The exact same thing.
Would you turn around?
Show everybody what you got.
All right, now, you want to know how smart we are?
Wait, no, I have.
Lieutenant Harris, what are in those pouches?
What are in those pouches?
What are those pouches?
Top of powder.
No, there's super secret magic things in those pouches. I can't tell you, I'd have to kill you. I have another question for you. How many sit-ups do you do every day?
Not every day, like 3 times a week.
How many?
3 times a week I do abs.
That's it? I do abs 3 times a week. That doesn't happen to me. Okay, maybe.
Probably 3 times a year you do that. Sorry.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. All right, never mind.
You are an exercise maniac.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, what is your question?
Lizard babies aside,
You need some help? Yes, darling.
I mean, that was 3 total. Awesome.
We're all just completely turned on. Yes, what is your question, dear?
lizard babies aside, what did you guys deal with the subtext of the Paris-Jamie relationship? Because I always felt there was something where she's constantly leaning over him, and I always felt there was more.
You picked up on it, didn't you?
We tried to conceal. But it became very Here's the subtext. Yes, we will go to that guy. What are you reading? Is it good? Yes, we did have a special relationship. Yes, it was very.
No, you know what's funny is back when, before the show had started, I remember seeing the breakdowns for these characters, and it had suggested breakdowns. Breakdowns are what the studio puts out to all the agents and casting directors that will describe the kind of character they're looking for, so the agents can suggest the right kind of actors. So in the breakdowns I looked at after I'd already gotten the part, it said something like they were looking for a Harrison Ford type for Tom Paris. There could be a potential, yeah. I feel the same way, trust me. Who could be a potential love interest for this captain. And that was in the breakdowns. Well, they never really wrote that.
Well, after it was explained to my agents that they were looking for an Angelina Jolie type for Jamie. But we're Celts. That's why we got along.
Yeah.
We're Celts.
Yeah.
You know what that means, don't you? Yes, I think you do.
Cheers. No, I think because Kate and I, because we knew each other so well, and because the doors of our trailers faced each other, and we knew everything about each other's lives, I think a lot of that comes off just in the way the scenes are played, even if they don't write it. I mean, they never really wrote a romance with our characters. They never wrote They never did, but I think there was just a
great
camaraderie. Yeah, there was a great camaraderie.
And there still is.
Absolutely.
We never had a bad word once in 7 years. Not once.
No.
So if your trailers were not next to each other, you would not as be, you wouldn't be as good friends?
There certainly wouldn't be.
Warehouse 13, Warehouse 13, Warehouse 13.
Careful, there were...
It's good. Thank you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your outfit. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for my abdominal work.
My question is for the incomparable Ms. Mulgrew.
Oh, incomparable. The incomparable...
Remember that word, gentlemen. Use it upon occasion. Yes.
Whose Hepburn-esque intonations I've long admired. It's really more a flattery disguised as a question, but I've sort of wondered how you came by your diction, which seems so very well trained and expertly administered, and what sort of opinions, if any, you have on vocal training in the profession.
I suppose I'm a little affected. I was born and raised in Dubuque, Iowa, but my mother is very Eastern. And my mother talks a little bit like that, so you know what I mean? They all talk like that, sort of when they go to Mount Holyoke and things, and that's how. So I was raised here, kidding, you have to do this way, you're going to be a wonderful actress, the only way to be this is, you know. So I sort of grew up like that, and then I sort of refined it, and now I'm really impossible. I think you have to have good diction, but it's completely out now. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it anymore.
I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I did also.
Thank you very much for
Thank
that.
you, ma'am.
Did you dismiss everybody? No. Why?
I think we have 5 minutes.
We're running out of time.
There's the
We have 5 minutes.
all those girls.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going.
Isn't there another? Do you have a
We'll be
question?
back. We'll have more panels this weekend. We've only started this party. People. Right, Janet?
Let me say this. I want you guys to jump in here. If you wouldn't. Voyager, all Star Trek requires a highly stylized kind of acting. Do you or do you not agree? They wanted something that's, I don't want to say bigger, look at Patrick Stewart, a superb Shakespearean actor, classical, right? They love that role. And Bill, it has that sort of bigger than life quality. And I think in Janeway, the way she spoke was very much a part of it. And that's what elevated it. It wasn't supposed to be lazy. Red alert, we gotta go. Looks like there's a vortex out there. But those worked, right?
It would have been interesting that way.
What's up, Paris? It's Captain Janeway, yo-yo.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very stylized.
I think there's a very difficult sort of balance of tones because it needed a bit of a theatrical kind of, a regal sort of polish to it, a military sort of polish, but yet it needed to be not so broad that it felt silly.
And without becoming impossibly esoteric, it needed an understanding of something almost beyond the imagination. So through that articulation, the audience had to believe that this was something fantastic but rooted in absolute possibility. And as an actress, I would like to say, when they can argue me down, which is what you love to do, I think that that's what actors should do. If they do it well, that's what they should do. Reality TV is taking us down to this level of utter sameness. Don't you want to be elevated? So that's what I want. And I think that's what we did. I loved it. I loved it.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll
Thank
see you this weekend.
Thank you.
Once again, Dick Mulgrew, McNeill. Oh, we're going to stand up here and pose the photo for you.
Camera went up right there.